For many of us, the holidays didn't really start until we saw that fuzzy stop-motion Rankin Bass logo or heard those first few melancholic piano notes of a Charlie Brown Christmas. These specials weren't just shows. They were a non-negotiable part of decorating the tree, a core memory burned into our brains right alongside the smell of pine needles and hot cocoa. But are they all as good as we remember? Today, we're going to be putting that cozy nostalgia to the test as we definitively rank the Christmas specials you grew up with. I've built the ultimate tier list, and I have a feeling some of my placements are not what you're expecting. So grab a warm blanket, settle in, and let the holiday debate begin. Here's how it's going to work. We have 5 custom-named tiers for this specific brand of holiday judgment. At the bottom, we have the F tier, coal in your stocking. These are the specials that, let's be honest, they might be better left in the past. Next up is the C tier. You'll watch it if it's on. It's not a tradition, but if you're flipping through the channels and it's there, you're not mad about it. In the middle of the pack is the B tier, cozy and comforting. These are the reliable feel-good specials that are like a warm hug. Near the top, we have the A tier, must-watch every year. These are the non-negotiables, the pillars of the holiday season. Christmas just doesn't feel right without them. And finally, the pinnacle, the S tier, the holiday royalty. This is reserved for the one special that stands above all others, a masterpiece of festive storytelling. So let's kick things off with a special that for me just doesn't quite hold up. Into the coal in your stocking tier goes A Chipmunk Christmas from 1981. Now I know what you're thinking. The Chipmunks are a classic. And yes, the Chipmunk song, Christmas Don't Be Late, is an absolute classic song. But the special itself, it's a little thin. Alvin gives his golden harmonica to a sick kid, which is sweet, but the plot feels rushed. The 80s animation, while nostalgic for some, feels a little flat compared to the titans of the 60s and 70s. It has heart, but it lacks the iconic moments and timeless feel of the others on this list. It's cute, but it's not a classic. Moving up a notch to the C tier for specials that are perfectly fine but not essential viewing. And first up is 'Twas the Night Before Christmas from 1974. This Rankin Bass special has a charming premise. A town gets collectively ghosted by Santa Claus because of an anonymous, insulting letter in the paper. It's up to a clockmaker and a family of intellectual mice to fix things. This one is a 2D cel-animated cartoon, unlike many of its stop-motion cousins. But it has that classic Rankin Bass feel, and the song, Even a Miracle Needs a Hand, is genuinely touching. But be honest, do you remember any of the characters' names? It's a pleasant watch, but it gets overshadowed by the more famous Rankin Bass entries. Joining it in the C tier is Frosty the Snowman from 1969. You simply can't go wrong with Frosty. Narrated by the legendary Jimmy Durante, this special is pure uncut joy. The story is simple. A magic hat brings a snowman to life, and a group of kids has to get him to the North Pole before he melts. It's fast, fun, and the title song is one of the most infectious holiday tunes of all time. It's a perfect little capsule of childhood wonder. It doesn't have that deep emotional layers of some of the other high-tier entries, but it was never trying to. It's just a happy, bouncy, good time. Also in the C tier is The Year Without a Santa Claus from 1974. While it may not have the deep message of Charlie Brown, this special is pure, unadulterated fun. Santa gets a cold and decides to take a year off, sending 2 elves to find proof that people still care about Christmas. But the real reason this is so beloved, as we all know, Heat Miser and Snow Miser. Their dueling musical numbers are the absolute highlight. Unforgettable pieces of campy, theatrical villainry that steal the entire show. It's a fantastic entry in the Rankin Bass universe with some of its most memorable characters ever. Alright, now we're getting to the good stuff. The B tier is for those specials that are reliably great year after year. And holding down this spot is the beautiful Jim Henson production Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas from 1977. This Jim Henson production is beautiful, full of puppetry genius and genuine heart. The story of Emmett and his Ma Otter sacrificing their most prized possessions to win a talent contest is a powerful lesson in selflessness. The music is fantastic and the whole thing has that cozy, handmade Henson feel. While it's a bit more melancholy than some other specials, it's quiet, heartfelt nature makes it a perfect fit for the cozy and comforting tier. It's a beautiful piece of art that's like a warm hug. And joining it in the B tier is Santa Claus is Coming to Town from 1970. Narrated by Fred Astaire, this special tells the origin of Santa Claus, and it is weird in the absolute best way possible. We get Kris Kringle, voiced by Mickey Rooney, the evil Burgermeister Meisterburger, who hates toys, and the Winter Warlock. The song Put One Foot in Front of the Other is a legitimate bop about perseverance. It's an imaginative and iconic piece of world building for the Santa mythos, and it's a must-watch for its sheer creativity. Okay, folks, we're at the halfway point, and we're about to get into the heavy hitters in the A tier and the single champion in the S tier. This is where the real arguments start. Before we get to the top of the list, head down to the comments and tell me which special you think deserves the number one spot. Now for the A tier, the absolute titans of the genre. These are the specials that are non-negotiable annual traditions. First up is How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 1966. This is animation perfection, directed by the legendary Chuck Jones and his co-director Ben Washam, the minds behind many of the best Looney Tunes shorts. Every frame is a masterclass in character and expression. Boris Karloff's narration is iconic, providing both the menacing growl of the Grinch and the warm tone of the narrator. And that song, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, sung not by Karloff, but by Thurl Ravenscroft, the voice of Tony the Tiger, is the greatest villain song of all time. The story itself is Dr. Seuss at his absolute best. It's a powerful, concise, and deeply moving story about how the Christmas spirit isn't found in presents or decorations, but in community. The Grinch wasn't green in the original book. His famous color came from the special, with director Chuck Jones supposedly inspired by the ugly green color of a rental car. It's a nearly flawless piece of television, but there's only one special that just edges it out for the top spot. Next in Tier A is A Charlie Brown Christmas from 1965. In a media landscape that was already becoming commercialized, this quiet, jazzy, and deeply sincere special dared to ask, what is Christmas all about? The executives at CBS famously hated it. They disliked the Vince Guaraldi jazz soundtrack, the use of actual child actors, and most of all, Linus's scripture reading. They thought it would be a one-time flop. Instead, it became an award-winning cultural touchstone. Its critique of commercialism and its gentle plea for sincerity feel more relevant now than ever. It's a beautiful, melancholy, and ultimately hopeful masterpiece. And also landing in the A tier is 1983's Mickey's Christmas Carol. This special is a masterclass in storytelling, condensing Charles Dickens' classic tale into a tight 26 minutes without losing any of its heart. The casting is simply perfect. Scrooge McDuck was literally named for Ebenezer Scrooge. Mickey is the ideal good-natured Bob Cratchit, and Goofy delivers a performance as the bumbling ghost of Jacob Marley that is both hilarious and memorable. For many of us, this was our first introduction to the story of A Christmas Carol, and it manages to balance genuinely scary moments, like the ghost of Christmas Future revealing Scrooge's grave, with the warmth and humor that Disney is famous for. It was Mickey's first theatrical cartoon in 30 years and earned an Oscar nomination, cementing its place as an essential holiday tradition. And now the moment of truth. We have arrived at the S tier, Holiday Royalty, the one special to rule them all. In my opinion, the single greatest Christmas special ever made is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from 1964. This is it, the king. There can only be one, and it's Rudolph. It's the longest running Christmas TV special in United States history for a reason. The stop-motion animation is pure magic, creating a tangible, wintry world that has captivated generations. The characters are a pantheon of holiday icons. Sam the Snowman, the unforgettable narrator, voiced by Burl Ives. The endlessly prospecting Yukon Cornelius, and Hermie the Elf, a dentist who dared to dream. The songs from A Holly Jolly Christmas to the title track itself are timeless classics. But beyond the iconic visuals and music is a story with a powerful, enduring message about embracing what makes you different and finding your purpose. It's the definitive Christmas story that created its own sprawling universe of beloved characters. It's magical, it's unbeatable, and it is holiday royalty. So there you have it, the definitive, completely subjective, but 100% correct ranking of the Christmas specials we all grew up with. But now I want to hear from you. Did I get it right? Is Rudolph your undisputed king? Do you think the Grinch deserved better? Build your own tier list in the comments below. I want to see your rankings. I want to hear your arguments. Let the great holiday special debate of 2025 commence. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more nostalgic rankings, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a Merry Christmas and take care of yourselves and each other.